Did you recommend to the Prime Minister against removing the candidate from Don Valley North as a candidate for election?
Has CSIS warned the Prime Minister, his staff, his party, or anyone else that any member of his current caucus or cabinet may be part of a foreign interference network, yes or no?
Canadians well know that issues of national security and foreign interference can often be highly sensitive.
Whatever it is that he's hiding, it must be bad. It must be really bad. How bad is it?
In the document received from the Privy Council Office, the Prime Minister's Department, that was requested on March the 2nd, it was received by this committee this morning. It states that on September 28th, that cleared Liberal Party of Canada representatives were given a security briefing. Who were the senior Liberal Party officials who were part of that briefing?
I was not. And I believe you have invited to this committee the national campaign directors of the 2019 and 2021 campaigns, so they can speak to that in more detail.
Do you know who the cleared representatives were for the Liberal Party?
I do know that Azam Ismail, who you have invited to the committee, was one of those cleared representatives.
Okay. Was Zita Astravaz one of those cleared individuals?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
I can't say that with absolute certainty, but I don't believe so.
To your knowledge, has it been brought to your attention since that time that the then candidate for Don Valley North was made aware of any of the contents of any of the briefings given to cleared officials with the Liberal Party?
Sorry, I'm not sure I'm following. Was he?
Well, did the candidate for Don Valley North, to your knowledge, was he given a readout or made aware of the contents of the briefing that was given to the cleared officials with the Liberal Party?
So, Madam Chair, not to my knowledge, but I was not involved in that at all during the campaigns. I was on a full-time leave for both campaigns on the road with the Prime Minister for the whole campaign, so these were things managed by headquarters.
Okay. The 25 ridings in the GTA, who would have been responsible for them, to the best of your knowledge, during the campaign on behalf of the party? I'm not sure I'm understanding again, Madam Chair. Do you mean in terms of who was kind of the campaign coordinator for the GTA? Yeah, regional organizer.
I'm not even sure. I'm not the best person to speak to that. I really, if you wanted to ask me about 2015, I could help you out. But you're going to need to talk to the 2019 or 2021 campaign directors. I'm not even sure how it was carved up within the GTA.
Okay, so that's not something that you would have known in your capacity on that campaign?
No, I'm sure I know the person, but I'm not sure which person it was or if it was even done in the way that you're describing.
Okay, and your role on the campaign was?
I was on the bus, as they say, or on the plane throughout the entirety of the campaign in 2019 and 21.
Would you have access to those names now if you asked?
Yes, I'm sure I could follow up. Yes.
Would you undertake to provide those names, the name of the individuals responsible for the GTA during the 2019 election campaign? Could you provide those to the committee?
So, Madam Chair, I can follow up on government side, though I would encourage the parliamentary committee, since you have the national campaign directors from those campaigns coming, that it's probably more appropriate to be coming from the party side.
Yep, but just to be clear, you're going to.
But I'll undertake. I will take it back and see what I can do.
So there were media reports that there was an urgent briefing given to the cleared Liberal Party officials, and it would be helpful to know, again, in that same context, we will ask the Liberal Party officials when they come what their list of cleared officials were. If you could make the same inquiry and provide that information to us. And you've indicated to the affirmative?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. That would be incredibly helpful. Because this speaks to, of course, the concern that information was made available to these officials who would then, it would be reasonably expected that they provided it to the Prime Minister, which is what you said. If you receive the information, you share that information with the Prime Minister.
Yes, and Madam Chair, I have every confidence that they would talk to the Prime Minister about anything they found out.
Did you recommend to the Prime Minister against removing the candidate from Don Valley North as a candidate for election?
Madam Chair, the member that's being discussed stepped outside of caucus quite recently, so I'm not sure what is being referred to.
The question is exactly as stated. It's if you recommended when the candidate for Don Valley North was a candidate for election, if you recommended against his removal from the slate of candidates running for the Liberal Party.
What I can say is I was never involved in a conversation on the subject.
Okay. Conversations did occur.
No, I'm saying I was not privy to a conversation. I don't have an answer for you on this because there was no conversation that I was part of on this subject.